What is up everyone, Tony here with a video on the Moto G4. This is going to be my 1 month review of this device. I took a little while into reviewing this device because I wanted to actually give you a thorough review, and I wanted to give you guys my likes and dislikes about the device itself. And 1 week would not do it, so I decided just to hang on and do a whole month before I do a full review. So before we get started, let's go ahead and talk about the specs. So let's get that out the way. So this is the Moto G4. There are two variants. One is the Moto G4 Plus, and then this one, Moto G4. The Moto G4 Plus comes with a fingerprint scanner. It comes with 4 gigs of RAM, the same battery size. I think it does have the display may be a little bit better, or the cameras maybe a little bit different, but not much. It's not the Plus model. So I got this one on Amazon for $149. This is not the one that comes with the Amazon lock screen ads. Actually, this did not come with any ads at all. So anyways, let's get started. First off, this is running Snapdragon 617. It has a 3000 milliamp battery, which is not removable, but it does have turbo charging. It comes with a 13 megapixel camera with dual LEDs, 5.5 inch screen, 5 megapixel camera in the front. The resolution is 1080 by 1920, 401 ppi density. It comes with cornering, Gorilla Glass 3, Android 6.0.1 out of the box. It's the octa-core, also has Adreno 405. It does support micro SD up to 256 gigabytes. Very nice. So yeah, the rear camera and front facing camera both record in 1080p 30 frames per second HDR. The front camera is 5 megapixels with the aperture of 2.2 auto HDR. The rear camera is autofocus, dual LED, dual tone, flash with face detection, auto HDR, touch focus, and the aperture is 2.0. It also comes with active noise cancellation with dedicated mic. Comes with Bluetooth 4.1, FM radio. This particular model has 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigabytes of internal storage. So that's what you get with this device. It actually works on all 4 major carriers, GSM, CDMA. So it does work on Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, every carrier. So this was released May 2016, and the price that I picked this up, like I said, I picked it up on Amazon for $149. This particular model, which is just a G4, comes with a 16 gigabyte of internal storage or a 32 gigabyte of internal storage with 2 gigs of RAM. Now they have a micro SD card support all the way up to 256 gigs, so you can put a micro SD card, and it does have adaptive storage, which is real nice. The same particular model as far as the size on both the Plus and just the G4 variant. They're both the same size. You see the Plus, like I mentioned, has the better camera. I think it has laser autofocus, but the displays are the same. So let me go ahead and talk about my experience with it. So far, I love the device. I love the form factor of this device. It does have a speaker on the top. It only has a single shooting front-facing speaker. It doesn't have one on the bottom. It does not have USB Type-C. So yeah, in my experience with this device, it's been real nice. 1 month usage, I've taken photos, videos. I'm gonna go ahead and go into the camera here in a little bit. And my experience with it has been awesome. I like the fact that it's running stock Android, and there's no bloat on here actually. So you can see that it's the model number is the Moto G4, and the software is Redis, and the Android version is 6.0.1, which is Marshmallow. Out of the box, according to Motorola, they're not going to do Android security patches like monthly. They just came out and said that they're not going to release monthly patches, security patches, but they will update their device to the latest version of Android when released. So if we do get a Android 7.0, you know, we're going to receive that update. We're just not going to receive the monthly security patches. So if that's an issue, you may consider another device, but it's not an issue for me. I think as long as they update their versions of Android, everything should be fine. I'm not too upset about the security patch levels. You know, it's just a small update. But yeah, that's something to consider when purchasing this device. You're not going to get security updates like a Nexus device. You're just going to get, you know, full software version updates. So consider that. So let's go ahead and go into the storage so I can show you that it does have adaptive storage. You can see that the total use is, I have 196 gigabytes available, and I've only used 22.51. So it does have adaptive storage, which is very nice. Battery life has been, you know, performance-wise, I've gotten at least 5 hours of on-screen time. If you know, I did post some shots on Google Plus, if you're curious about that. So it will last me all day. As you can see, I unplugged about 6 o'clock, and so it'll do most throughout the day. I've been using it heavily, but so far I only have an hour and 28 minutes when I was making this video. So yeah, the battery in the battery department, it does very well. I have no complaints about the battery life. Call quality also is, you know, real good for a device. It does have the microphone in a weird place. It has it up front instead of on the bottom. But I've noticed the call quality is just amazing on it. I can hear the callers on the other side nice and clear. So there's no issues with call quality or anything like that. The headphone jack, as far as listening to music and everything, is very nice. You know, you can plug in any headphones you got, and the quality is pretty nice, pretty loud. And yeah, the battery is not removable, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. The back cover is one of my favorite things about this device. It just feels real good in the hand. I do have a case for it, but I just tend to use it with no case because it just feels so good. And the form factor in-hand feel is just awesome. It's like the perfect size device for me. You know, it's very thin. It only weighs at, let me see, it weighs 155 grams, and it's only 9.8 millimeters thick, 71.2% screen to body ratio. So it's a very nice device. I love the in-hand feel of this device. It's not too big. I can still text one-handed. So for me, this device just works out fine. Well, let me remove the back so you guys can see that the battery is not removable. So this is the back cover. It's a very slim back cover, and it kind of reminds me, it has like that rubberized matte feel to it. And you do have the little dimple, Motorola dimple, which is real nice. So in here you can see I do have my metallic plate magnetic car mount in my vehicle, SD card, and over here we have SIM card. It actually comes with, it's a micro SIM card, but it comes with an adapter so you can put in your nano SIM. The back is very easy to take off and put back on. Very nice. The headphone jack, I just wish it would have been on the bottom, because I tend to put my phone in my pocket like this. So the headphone jack would be nicer, you know, it'd be a better convenience for me and if it was on the bottom instead of the top. But you know, that's just a pet peeve, no biggie. So yeah, overall the performance on this device, I've compared it to the OnePlus 3 and to the J7, the Stylo 2 Plus, and it's held its own. It's a very great performer, you know, as far as everyday usage, playing videos. Audio sounds real good. It does not have, like I mentioned, dual front-facing speaker, only at the top, but it's pretty loud. You know, in my experience, it's pretty loud, pretty good. Fast charging is very nice on this device. It charges very quick. So I'm going to go ahead and take some shots and so you guys can see what the camera looks like. I love the gestures on here to turn on the camera. A little bit slow, but it does do the job. I've taken lots of photos, lots of videos with this camera, and the camera shot is very nice. The rear facing camera, you can see, is very nice camera. Front facing camera is just real nice also. Let me just go ahead and flip to the front facing camera so you guys can see as I flip. The front facing camera is very nice. I'm recording with my iPhone. But yeah, the front facing camera is like my favorite right now as far as taking stills and that. Video department, I'm going to go ahead and show you the features that are on here as far as taking photos. You can see if you go through the settings, you got video, you got panorama, and then we have, I think it's slow motion, and then we have manual mode. You can get all your manual options. If you hit the little arrow, you get all the settings. You can change the white balance, you can change the ISO, you can change all kinds of settings on here. I'm not a photographer by any means, so I tend to keep mine on auto, and it just takes great pictures. Right there where it's at over here, you can do the timer, you can do the flash, you can do HDR. Go back into the video portion, and in here it does record, and you are able to, you know, switch some things around. You can do shutter sound, you can send it to the phone storage, which is already there because this is, and then you could do slow motion with your camera. It records slow motion 120 frames per second, but QHD 540p, so just something to note. So yeah, the camera, it does take great photos, don't get me wrong, but after long periods of usage, like this area right here, it gets hot. You can feel it. So yeah, that is what I've experienced in my 1 month usage with this device. And so other than that, the device performs very well. I'll go ahead and play a video clip so you can see how the speaker quality is, and we'll check that out. So the speaker quality is pretty loud. It's not the loudest speaker. I wish they would have had dual speakers, but at least they put it in the front and made it front facing, which is a good thing. So speaker quality, once again, I wish I would have had dual speakers, stereo speakers, but one speaker, this speaker is actually pretty loud. Also, I'll show you all the apps that come pre-installed. It's pretty stock Android. You're gonna see, if we go to the settings, we're gonna go into the settings, and you can see that it is stock Android. There's very little, if any, memory, 2 gigs of RAM. There's very little customizations. You only get maybe, where is it at? Motorola privacy, Motorola ID, and everything else is pretty stock Android. So yeah, my experience with the Moto G4 has been very great. There's very little to complain about. Like I said, the only serious issue that I had with the device was the camera, you know, overheating the device when in long periods of usage. But other than that, this device has been great. It is one of my favorite devices, just for the in-hand feel. Just the in-hand feel just feels great in the hand, and it's very pocketable. It's not a huge device. Like, this is a 5.5-inch screen, but it's actually real nice in the hand. It doesn't feel like a 5.5-inch device. But yeah, so there you guys have it. This is my 1 month review of the Motorola G4. If I missed anything, go ahead and comment down below. So yeah, there you guys have it. My 1 month review of the Motorola G4. I didn't want to rush a review because I wanted to give, I wanted to use the device for at least a month, use it as my daily driver. And if you can see that it's running T-Mobile. So yeah, this has been my daily driver. I have now gotten the ZTE zmaxpro, which I'll probably be popping a SIM out of this and putting it into that device. So stay tuned for that video. But yeah, that is all, folks. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Comment down below, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see ya. Peace out.